corner of the room, and I know you do. Big fan, and so am I, of Eternal Fire after that first map, stealing it away in the dying lights of Vertigo as we now head to Astralis' map pick.
Yeah, it was an incredible comeback, and now it's up to Astralis to change the tune, and so it starts with blameF's beautiful entry. We've been talking about his abilities all throughout the cast, 80% success rate in the last 3 months, and he's not done quite yet. He used the P250 and the big legs of his to take all of that map control, making sure Major is completely alone. He flashes himself out, but his time on Earth is limited.
Well, you think so, Mathieu. Do you? Oh.
Ooh.
Oh no.
Look at this. What a blameF situation.
No.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh
Get
no! Ah!
He's alive. That's what matters. He's alive and kicking and distracting. It was all part of the plan. This is part of the plan. This has always been what they needed. A good, strong distraction inside construction. Buzz is now meant to close this, and you know what? I blame Buzz.
You blame Buzz.
I blame F.
Oh my god.
That was one of the rounds that we can forget.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a normal occurrence as a caster? I don't know how to keep composure when this is happening. I just don't know.
Scream.
Like, that's how it felt like. Internal scream.
Yeah, there's different schools of thought. Grab whichever one feels natural.
Fair enough.
You do you,
I made
Mathieu.
strange noises in that interaction, but I don't regret any of them. It's how I was feeling adequately to what was happening on the monitor.
Eternal Fire are shocking Astralis right now. They are burning the soles of these Danes' feet. Probably.
Maybe.
Hey, feet have souls too.
That's true.
Respect the feet.
Those
You're the
souls-
doctor.
Those souls got holes right now.
Calyx tucked in. This man did wonderful things back on Vertigo, but will be sidelined in round 2 of Inferno. They are also smoked out on this rotate back around. He was the only piece of defense.
Ooh, go on.
But it doesn't matter if you lose your sight if you're ballsy enough to challenge through that Moto smoke.
Was it worth it?
Wait.
Well, he got one.
I can't understand the logic of that setup. To have Calyx as the sole lane / big pit player being that committed towards middle, with woxic on the opposite side, which one smoke can completely cut out of the action. Sure, Calyx misses the spray just a little bit. I'll cope to that. I'll agree to that. But even if he had found a 1-for-1, Eternal Fire would still have been in the losing side. I'm not buying into the setup. I'm not a big fan of it. And Astralis, they seize the opportunity right where it's presented to them.
You don't get many rounds where you can play out of spawn on T-side Inferno. So Astralis just throw it in round 2, hoping Eternal Fire are heavy on B side, knowing there's not 5 Molotovs in play. And they do exactly what they did on Vertigo. They steal away that second round force buy on the T side. Eternal Fire can't get comfortable early.
Just like that. If you ever needed evidence that gambling's worth it, just run it. Just run it every once in a while.
This is not financial advice.
I was going to say, is that advice, actually?
I'm legally required to state that.
Get in there.
Good job, Hugo.
That's what the Danes have did.
Missed opportunity for Eternal Fire to set themselves in a perfect position in this map number 2. Now they are obviously buying back. They're not ready to give up quite yet. The strongest weapons on XANTARES and woxic. That'll be towards the A site, and it seems like they're about to be tested immediately.
Oh, yeah?
Well, it did seem like it.
Yeah.
And then it didn't. Just immediately in a bit.
Just immediately, soon TM.
And then some.
A cache of explosives sits outside of that B site.
And that's a key to me, because even the Eternal Fire analyst said after that map, yeah, we have some things on CT side. Oh. And when we think about Eternal Fire's util on CT Vertigo, man, it's gnarly. They're changing the game with some of the nades XANTARES throws. I want to see if they can keep that up against a name that is synonymous with util, at least if we go back a few years. 5-on-4 comes through for the Turkish side, and Astralis take mid back.
Nice reposition. XANTARES from short now into Arch, leaves 2 dedicated into the A site. No real moves from Astralis towards Banana. That continuation of utility just coming out of EF's B defense at the same time. And XANTARES still just floating, being given the responsibility of finding next contact.
Bit of fate activation from Astralis here. It looks like it's going to be a deep wrap, but XANTARES is ahead of the smoke. Damage, but no kill. Stair does well in finding the opening, puts Major in an uncomfortable position. He pushes.
Yep, gets a little overzealous, huh? woxic could still save it. Bomb's coming up Banana, the second player inside of the CT spawn. Device killing Wicadia. And now the pinch is in here for woxic. What a tough spot to fight out of. No hope at that point, and so it's an eventual squeeze indeed.
Oh, Blame.
It comes out of Astralis, gets towards that B site, and the big man gets rowdy.
Juiced. Nice 3K
Yeah.
as well. What a jump check CT
They
Sports.
squeezed him.
We had one example of a horrible jump and one example of a great jump. Major jumping round the corner, committed on Banana, and then Blame using the jump to spot CT. That's not it, Matthew.
The only way this weird jump makes sense is if Major had anticipated an A pincer move, an A wrap, instead of a B wrap, thinking, okay, the whole lot of T's are towards A long, they found XANTARES, they're about to wrap the A side, I'm going to push. But that's such a dangerous gamble. If you're wrong, you're immediately dead. And it's a very valid possibility that they would be splitting the B side. So a little bit of an alert here. I'm going to throw the yellow card as a referee. That's a yellow card for that jump.
Okay.
There were 2 guns jumped in that round for Eternal Fire, right? Not just Major going back down B, but even with Cardia rotating out of A, gets caught by Astralis, patient on the long side. So already the experience on this map showing through. There were definitely questions for Eternal Fire's Inferno. And that's why I feel like this game,
Oh, no,
dear,
dude.
deserves to go all 3. And Blame might just drag us there.
blameF doesn't need to drag anything. He'll just pick it up and carry it. I feel like that's a distinction that should be made. You know, you and I, we would have to drag him. But the other way around, Hugo, nah.
One in each arm.
Yeah. There's no resistance.
He's pushing 2 boulders up the hill.
I'm not really so in the European football. I think that's what they call it.
Soccer.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking yellow cards. I'd like to kind of make that a trend throughout this game. Let's keep that up, okay? So right now, 1 yellow card on woxic.
Major.
Major, excuse me. It was Major, by the way.
Well, it happens as well in sports that referee gets confused and give the card to the wrong players, but they have
and now,
ways now to revise it.
It's 2 yellow cards for
a red card.
Okay.
Which is you are being absolutely
And how do you get the
pushed away.
The blue circle?
The blue circle?
Green triangle, I think.
Oh, okay.
What the hell are you talking about?
I don't know. I'm
seeing shapes.
Throwing away
from
shapes
NA.
and colors.
I'm from
This
NA.
isn't Mario Kart.
Okay, 2 yellows, 1 red. And with the red, we drag him out of the player booth.
Yeah, you first.
Yeah, go ahead. Go
Give
get
it to
blameF.
Blame.
I'll watch.
Okay. Major's going to peek down around the banana.
It's good map control. Considering there are only 2 CTs, that's a whole lot of real estate being purchased, or in fact, just taken. XANTARES with the same off angles. woxic finds the kill onto device. That was very important. Flashed, but not pushed away from the angle.
Those are the worst deaths to receive when you know you nailed them with a flash. You just think, if only I peeked later. Or didn't even flash. Maybe I would have got that kill. 2 come through for Eternal Fire, and that seesaws Astralis back to B. They just get re-smoked.
That's
no
an early
easy
smoke.
entrance.
That's a very early smoke.
Luckily,
Still
there's a rotation.
comfortable, but...
Little gap. It's perfect for Major.
Oh, God.
But he decides not to take the chance on it.
Can woxic get 1 more?
I think he should. Tries to get on Coffins. Makes that a little weird. Stare dies out to the spam from Acadia. That's good. The little that was left of him, not enough to get any kind of an entry. No openings. Major, passive as he needs to be, will get pushed out by Buzz. Wacadia's still yet to chance that CT smoke.
Uh-oh.
Remember, it's woxic with the op over on Coffin. That smoke grenade has now faded, but woxic stoic as he sits back and waits. Nice! As he snaps the op shot up. It is a thing of beauty. blameF presses against the smoke. Can he really manage 1v4? He's got the first, but woxic. Nasty.
That's probably the best round woxic's had in the series.
With
already.
the AWP, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's the first time we see him actually being impactful.
I'm not counting that 4K against Deagles on B-side versus
we were trying to gas him out a little bit. He needed that at times.
You did a great job there. Don't take anything away from him. Don't let Hugo take anything away from your hype.
I'm taking away from woxic. I'm saying I want more out of him.
That's
you
fair.
know, and that is more. Tantalizingly more for woxic.
The AWP. A little bit of a change of pace here. There were 2 CTs aggressive last round, this time 3, so they were expecting possibly a bit more resistance from Astralis. They want to make sure they have the right numbers if the training game is starting. There's going to be a couple of fallen flashes above Major, and he'll peek on it. That's exactly what's happening. Damage through the smoke. It's a dangerous game to play, and I feel like the HP battle has gone Astralis' way.
Yep, definitely. He got out better off last time. Tries a second chance. Not ideal.
Fourth rotation freed up as well, but Astralis are starting to take middle, so this is the right time. Eternal Fire giving mid. They're welcoming Astralis into their bomb site. Please push this stack, they say, but the bomb's back in T-ramp, waiting for aggro. We've already seen Major make that mistake, and he won't do it again as the solo B hold. Astralis can't afford to leave this too late to go back to Banana. Major still has this smoke available. Last time it was preemptive.
They're going to need to either retake information or change the setup. Major cannot afford to stay that defensive. And I think Astralis is aware of it. Astralis is anticipating an overlap of rotation towards the B side, and now they're about to execute 5 versus 3 firmly on A with the massive amount of attack, mostly towards A apps.
It's a Calyx round. He has a smoke. It's just gone out in apps
Oh
at 30
God,
seconds, and he has pit. This is the power position. Wakardi's the first line of defense.
What a tough spot to be in, but he'll take his peek. He gets his early damage in, cleans up a second. That's what they need out of him. We've still got woxic in the bomb site. Calyx empty-handed, other than the damage, bomb dropped, and this is a rock-solid defense. Every piece of that 3-man defense put up what it needed to.
Oh. For a second, I thought he could maybe lose too many HPs. I don't know why. I got worried for a second. I was just like, oh. Never
Trust the
mind.
device.
I'll be careful with my notices. We'll get them in control.
Sick round for Wakardi.
Yes.
It almost looked like he wanted to flank B there. Almost looked like he wasn't ready for 3 coming out of Boiler side. Gets aggressive, lines up a double kill, and woxic hits his one.
He pretty much wins them the round with that position. Double kill plus damage on the back of it. The only issue is if you get a flash, this is a position where you're committed. That is it. You're standing your ground no matter whether you flashed or not. You have to stay. There's not going to be any turning around, and you're definitely not making it back to side. So you better have a strong basis, a strong center of mass, and just...
That's how you do it. Down the streets of Switzerland.
Hey, you know, them street, they get rowdy in Switzerland.
They do
you
get
never
rowdy.
know. Someone could just come up to you and give you cheese. It's like,
Wow.
oh, I don't want that. Leave me alone.
Ooh.
I'm lactose intolerant.
Are we throwing shades now? Is that what's happening?
No, I don't know what
Wait, are you lactose intolerant?
I'm not.
Okay.
Good.
Well, somebody out there is. And that guy's afraid of cheese. AK and an ob. Device and blameF, the stars of the Astralis lineup. Each equipped well enough to win a round on their own. So they'd want you to believe.
Major keeps taking and keeping Banana on his own. This is a massive risk in and of itself, and I believe Astralis at some point will realize what is going on. He's just used his last smoke, and I don't see one on the map close to him. So this is a very all-in-ish angle for Major, and if he gets pushed away, he's going to have nothing to slow the push down. XANTARES is getting a little curious. Good for him to stop himself in his track, because the AWP device, probably they suspect his existence. And now Major realizes he's got to respect that area, calls in for rotation, but still a lack of utility for my liking.
Yeah, they spot the orb. They know what Astralis are doing, just trying to drag this round out to let Device pick, but eventually the pistols will have to be thrown in.
They have nothing on B, Hugo. They have nothing on B. No smoke, no Molotov. You just have to trust... What, are you going to tell me XANTARES?
They have XANTARES.
And the frag grenade. You know, a frag grenade and a flash on Major.
They
maybe?
have
Maybe?
XANTARES.
Oh. Well, they don't have woxic. Buzz with the laser around the arch side. XANTARES is going to do a little. Holds on as that Glock connects.
Whoa!
Device just finds it because he can.
Look, I take no pleasure in seeing them in disarray like this, but there was... How could they imagine that this would actually work out great?
Hold on. No pleasure?
Maybe a little pleasure. Maybe a little pleasure.
I'll take it back.
For the sake of the Counter-Strike in general.
a little.
They had
We always talk about how complicated it is for a duo setup to withstand an actual B execute. And the only way you can really do it is if you have some sort of utility to slow down people, or maybe a smoke to create yourself a little bubble of protection. They had neither.
And in contrast, I liked what we were getting out of Major with the banana control. Like, there have been instances of solid B play because of the extension beyond that bomb site, and then this one is just a total regression.
Yeah, I think that's a Device effect. XANTARES saw him spotting down mid with the orb on that jiggle, and even though Major's jumping, I think there's a certain part of you thinking, like, Device can hit this on the jump. Like, I'd rather play with my teammate in the site and get caught jumping in Banana. But Device hits everyone in this round, vision or not.
And listen, hindsight is always 20/20, but did Major really need to throw down his smoke at 1 minute and 20 seconds when there was no pressure Banana? You would argue he can remain in the information grabbing position, pull back when he has to, and then he has that smoke that can allow him a few seconds to reposition or slow down the execute. He puts it down immediately, and Astralis, no, there's a timer on it.
More forgivable if his rotate has a smoke available.
Fair enough, that wasn't the case.
No, you're right, nailed it. And Eternal Fire, they welcome pistols into their bomb site, they leave with nothing.
And now that A site's just understaffed out of the get-go.
Huge
Something
call.
they've been doing so well was floating that third, but you know, something he's been doing well in this series is putting up critical kills when needed. Ooh. And Calyx, the nade, will not take down Bora, but he's done his job. He has literally turned away a 2 versus 1 coming out from balcony.
Maniac's not liking this push.
I got really uncomfortable for a second.
He almost sent it.
But Calyx saved the defense. Calyx saved the defense. There was an obvious gap, an obvious weakness, and then he stood strong. woxic with the AWP, tested, punishes Device. That's the 5 versus 3.
That's what you need. woxic versus Device, op v op, and he gets the better of it to maintain what is now a 2-man advantage and then some.
Still remaining solo B. Major's cheating back over, but they get spotted up short. Astralis have a lot of space, but we have a double pit bait and switch. Calyx dying for Cardia. You could justify a save right now. Astralis have nothing but middle, and they're only being goaded into this A attack. Tap doesn't connect. Calyx stalling out at 30 seconds. And this looks like it's never going to get started, surely.
You're out. You're done. You cut your losses. You walk away.
I cannot emphasize enough how that first duel from Calyx decides the entire round. Astralis had called the perfect idea. You have a very weakened A side, 3 men start on B. You have an open CT who's willing to take duels towards Abs, and he actually withstands that. He gets the first kill, plus 90 damage on the second, forces him to slow down, and the CTs can readjust in time. This could have been over in a matter of 15 seconds.
Yep, and then when the re-aggression comes out, blameF tries to throw the frag grenade deep pit. Calyx, ahead of the curve, had already repositioned into the little pit instead, then takes his position back up before the end comes throughout, just in case blameF wants that last attempt. Just solid positioning, solid fragging, and did it all quite quietly. You know, that's a humble round out of Calyx.
But one of impact. The numbers might not be there, but the impact is.
Exactly. When given his chance throughout Vertigo and Inferno, the impact is indeed real.
And he hasn't been the hard carry in group stage, right? It has been XANTARES putting up massive performances. Wacardia has been breaking through on T-halves as well. Calyx has not been the center of attention, but stepping up in a must-win playoff match on single elim.
Love that. Major just quick glance, smoke back behind it. We've seen him take a check, clear that previously, and more often than not, nobody actually be there. But Stare is the first victim of round number 9.
woxic trusts his flick ability. Just holding mid-line towards middle with an open line to Boiler. The smoke being put down on B side with 1 minute and a few seconds to spare now. XANTARES and Major, when forced to be in a defensive setup, have struggled in the past. XANTARES has a smoke, which he now utilizes. That's 33 seconds on the dot when that smoke is going to fade. It's still a whole lot of time for Astralis to execute and be comfortably into this side.
It's baiting for Major on the boost. Fires off from CT, repositions. Good grenade as well, because he hears their pins get pulled, and he's ready for this hit. It's about to come through.
A player's nowhere nearby. Wacadia's already on the fast flank. Now he's just bolting back behind them. Orange's player, perfect distraction for Major. Didn't have to do much.
Oh.
Wacadia, though, maybe needed. Hold on, hold on.
Team flash.
blameF, a double kill right back. It's blameF and Device in a post plant, and I tried to hype him up back on Vertigo. You put Device in a post plant when he can work a multitude of angles, and you're going to get something out of him. And he's fixated on that CT player, gets what he wants. Calyx dead, skewered. And with the 2 CTs now left back on Banana, they're going to flush one out from the new box. blameF is setting himself up to close it, and he's gonna have to. He's gonna have to get both. Bomb beyond the halfway point, challenge into the backside. blameF cannot close.
woxic is not missing right now. Where was this woxic on Vertigo? It might not matter. He showed up at the right time in this series. He hits 2 crucial kills onto Device in a perfect one-and-done position, wide on pillar, and then he trades blameF out with no room for error, with 1 shot to hit. woxic is giving us the goods. He's giving us the form we needed out of this Turkish AWP star.
And he bails out EF. He bails them out of this situation. This was supposed to be an easy round. When Major gets the double kill with the MP9, falls down, you think all the pieces are falling in order, everything is going to be fine. Then blameF hits the rebuttal through the smoke. That's a second kill. Wikadia gets team flashed as he's about to pounce on the bomb. And now we end up in a very uncomfortable 2 versus 3. So good for woxic to save them. A player that was, oopsie. We've all been there. Player that was needed on Vertigo didn't exactly give us the show that we wanted, but now on Inferno, his impact is felt, finally.
It's getting nervous for him. Felt like Wikadia and Calix were going to steal the show.
Awa.
These are the nades we're waiting for here for Eternal Fire. Great utility on the CT sides. They light up Astralis in this round. It's only pistols, right? blameF has a gun. And he's waiting. He might get delivered something. Leg comes through, but there's a rifle to cover. Only 1. woxic follows up, and this one gets mopped up fairly efficiently. Device is AK dead as well, and Eternal Fire will not be letting this eco get out of hand.
Good. These are the rounds we want them to just rack up. Close out, continue to tear it up. woxic, yes, sir.
Feed him.
Easy close for woxic. 3 on the round this time.
And if he's getting confidence, if he's hitting his shots, finding multi-kills, winning rounds, I fear for Astralis, right? When he's believing in himself, we know just what this player can accomplish. We've seen him, you know, past his best now. But we've seen him at his best.
And it's a very by-the-book type situation from Eternal Fire. It's perfectly played. You call in an additional player which allows you to be a little bit more aggressive, taking risks, maybe foregoing a flash or a smoke, because you have the numbers. Even if woxic gets a little bit caught off guard by the position, it's all right. Major is right behind him. He kills the only T that could be a danger. It gives time to woxic to rezoom, rescope, and just clean up house.
Even just say he just wide swings mid there. You know Device can have an AWP in this round. He just went for it. He tried to fight T-Ramp before the G2 smoke came down. Like, he's taking fights now. He's taking initiative, and that's a good sign for Eternal Fire. We'll see if it goes too far, though. Because Major, he's been pushing the limits of Banana himself. Another take, shoots down the bottom, returns to the top. And this time he has a smoke. How will he utilize it? 1:10 on the clock, Astralis up brackets.
And he sends XANTARES to the A side once again. We have already seen Astralis try to break through that side with 4 defenders here. Now, this is where Major has to play it correctly. He's going to be pushed away. That's the call here. A couple of flashes. He can't withstand his position, and he stays. And he doesn't call for backup quite yet.
Damn, Device was posted for that. They wanted some kind of a peek out of A. They got what they wanted, but the flash comes through first.
This is stubborn, but it might work out. 40 seconds, they still have mid-info.
Do you dare peek into this? A jump from Borup, but a perfect spot from Wikadia. XANTARES and woxic. Mowed down.
Just keep spraying.
Oh, they thought they were going to get past that brackets by, what, a jump? You thought Borup's jump was going to offset a rock-solid A-site setup that has been tested and succeeded as many times as it has?
I'm rock solid.
But how
right
can
now.
you...
Sorry, carry on.
No, I was just going to let that one slide, or be in the air for a little bit. I thought it was worth it.
Okay.
How can you fault Astralis for that decision when they very clearly push Major out of his position, and the logical train of thought or chain of thought rather should be a rotation to B? This is what is supposed to happen. You push away the rifle on Banana. He calls for backup because he uses his smoke. But what does Major do? He says to XANTARES that he should stay on A. He very clearly said, leave me alone. I got it. I got it. And what does that mean? It means Eternal Fire can be aggressive towards middle. They have a rifle along, and they have the double setup lane, and they even have Calix in pit. How can you see it coming? It's a beautiful read. It's sort of a gamble, but it's a beautiful read.
Could that flash on Device as he was holding the angle, could that have been the red flag that maybe Astralis should have respected more so?
It's possible.
A little rumbling towards top mid. Little did they realize what was really behind it.
They've definitely, been one step ahead on the game plan here of Eternal Fire. The fact that We've continually seen this quad A late in the round, even on B hits for Astralis. Eternal Fire know what they want to do, and once again they do it. XANTARES makes that early rotation. It's actually a swap here. woxic, he fired off in middle. He's going to take that AWP to B. Nothing wrong with this. He can post up Banana if he can get there soon, and he still has blocking utility. Smoke left in CT spawn. woxic gets put up on the boost. There's only Deagles in this round. Should be a chance to feast.
I'd like Major to not, or to stick around rather against pistols. There is a risk of being overrun really fast, so he decides to stay with woxic.
He just wide peeks back down Banana. That's
yeah,
audacious.
But all good. You know.
Ugh.
All good.
This is scary.
Hugo, turn your brain off.
I know, I should.
Don't worry about it.
Why do you dare think?
Don't worry about it.
Playoff match.
They've only got pistols.
It's only single elimination.
And we're winning 7-4.
No one's ever lost from this score.
I've got an AWP, bro.
XANTARES has the ball.
Come on. No sweat. No stress.
But really, no, you're right. 8-4. This, you know, I don't want to jinx it at the end of the half. This can be dominant. This can be...
You can't jinx anything.
Resounding.
You have no power here.
That's what you think, buddy.
Just remember.
I've been testing my curses for 4 weeks straight.
Okay. Settle down, Harry Potter.
Wingardium Leviosa.
Astralis have two problems they need to address. One is Major is getting away with way too much map control and information. He needs to be pushed off way quicker from Banana. And two, they need to be a little bit more, I would say, generous with the util when they try and take bracket control. They're trying to forego and they try to be a little too dry on the approach. They've been immediately punished. And Eternal Fire never really had to sustain a full A pincer move. It happened once, and this is when Major made his mistake to push through the smoke, which turned into a B split. That happened only once. Other than that, no threat on A. Absolutely not.
Oh, flash play. Spots him in abs. Won't commit to it. Astralis managed to pull back out of that.
Damn,
XANTARES doing anything but gets a spot down Banana and forces a reposition. He won't go any further.
And now's the time to not go swinging around the half wall, and they choose accordingly. The threat very real here, as Astralis will group up outside of the B site. The Major XANTARES duo. No boost for the cross, but instead just sitting on that smoke grenade and looking to put it down at the perfect moment. Does indeed drop it ahead of time. But they try to press through. They get through, in fact. borup, fast trade. Major around the side of Coffin, can't get his. Yeah. The flash looked like it set him up enough so, but now the plant. And it seems like Astralis have gone ahead to steal a 5th in this T side. What's that come down to? I mean, I feel like XANTARES, there was like a 2-second gap between any util from either side. The first man goes through. They're not going to retake, are they?
Major needs one. They have so much money. That's the issue.
They should contain.
All right.
Yeah. Play close. Be enough. If Astralis give away a kill, send it last second. I mean, this doesn't look like a round winner, but...
You mean like woxic Device just standing in the open like that?
He hits his shot, and it doesn't really matter, does it? Save does get called for woxic, and Calyx has to fight his way out. Device dead, but so are most of Astralis at this point. They're not going to make much money unless they skedaddle pronto. Buzz will be dead. No, it's just Calyx instead. And Astralis get out with 3, more than you would expect, given how close Eternal Fire were playing. Major needs 1 there, though, doesn't he?
Yes.
Off the flash, he needs 1. That's the way Eternal Fire get back in. Less players in the post plant to deal with, less positions harbored. Eternal Fire had Molly, they had double flash. They could have retaken a 3v3.
You see on borup's POV, I think, is the key to your question, Connor. When he is already halfway through pool is before the smoke even blooms on the CT house. Okay. So he really wanted to be aggressive and quick, which is why XANTARES, even though he smokes reactively, is beaten to the punch. Finds one, immediate trade, and it's all onto Major. Had borup been a second behind, you would have seen XANTARES go multi-kill. Right. That would have been an absolute discretion. But because they decide to be a little bit ahead of their utility, they make sure that doesn't happen. Great, I would say, trading from borup.
Double peek. 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, faster than woxic anticipated too. An instant headshot out of Buzz, and the Major tries to just peel around the side. He's going to fall back. He wants to get out, but he's not going to write off the possibility of a force forward. Little exchange of util.
Ooh,
he's got a pocket.
He doesn't know.
Oh,
he
no,
really ask.
Yeah, Stare's ahead of it. Done. Oh, poor Major. And you can see Stare looking back at the flames. Astralis very quickly tabulating the possibility of just reapplying woxic, or excuse me, Major pressure.
I'm so surprised he feels the need to still fight down there when he has a full belt. He has 4 nades. He's solo B, has the AWP, doesn't want to play just close on B, go for one more shot, go back new box. He has multiple shots still available, but he wants to re-push with an AWP.
It's been a theme this entire half. We talked about it. He was getting away with a little bit too much. He was cutting corners at times, being very ambitious with the information and how deep he had that information. And I can respect the idea. The problem is, if you play roulette, you might be ready for that bad beat. He stays close with the 8 he gets beaten by a pop flash. That's it. Round is over.
But not deserving of a second yellow card, right?
Not quite yet. I don't think I'm feeling like I want them to play 4v5. That wouldn't be great.
Hugo's got a power trip in his eyes. I can see it.
I got my eyes on the prize.
All right.
I won't dish anything out just yet. There's still a winning half for Eternal Fire, but Astralis getting some morsels at the end, Connor. A nice tasty snack, perhaps.
You're saying
the B-side is like a buffet for Astralis right now. They're getting all they want out of it.
All you can eat, and they've brought their backpack. They've broken the rules.
Are you that kind of person?
Not
Go to
me.
all you can eat and just stack up in a backpack?
He always fills his purse. It's enough.
Don't forget my fanny pack. Full of spaghetti right now.
Who, Harry?
What an image.
Ready for another nade down banana, but there's a fallback from Astralis, who I feel like were just 2 rounds ago about to be written out of this half. You know, I'm thinking 4 is all they get. I'm thinking the rock-solid A defense, the major process towards B was enough to keep them back, and all of a sudden, that lead of EF in question. Calyx back up inside of the apartments, not going to bank on the AWP and the potential threat of that double peek. Just dropped all his nades.
And we have our usual suspect. Now, Device and Stay are about to be pop flashed into Banana, and Major, you cannot afford that opening. He pulls back, he still has a smoke, and now he has to decide. We've talked about it. Does he call XANTARES for backup, or does he stay alone and take that risk? He hasn't put down his smoke quite yet, so he can technically breathe for a little bit longer, but the information is being taken. XANTARES didn't see anybody.
Now they will indeed move woxic over towards the B site. Major pressed against it.
It's a fake.
I love this.
Alert.
The most info denial they've done on A this map, it's felt like 25 seconds. There's only 2 CTs here. The flash is lovely, though, and they hear them coming up short.
And he gave that to Acadia not long ago, who jumps back into the A site. Calyx can't manage the second, needs the reload. XANTARES pushing out and pushing them back indeed. Third man in is the key, and a 3-round lead. We'll see after the break if Astralis have anything left here in Malta, or whether the Danes should get back on that plane.
Twitch stream live right now, a 12-3 T-half from Fnatic on their map choice. Right now you can see scoreline 14-11, another bomb down. It looks like Monty are mounting this comeback. All the action, twitch.tv/ESL CSB. That's with Hawker and Bardolph. Are Monty going to pull this off 2-0, or can Fnatic take this to the third of Vertigo? Find out now.
A supposedly eternal fire that we have never seen burn just quite this bright in all of the seasons of Pro League that we've seen them and welcomed them and hoped that a group stage performance could net them something like a playoffs run. Well, this is the one, folks. Season 18, don't you forget it. 7 rounds, and they eliminate Astralis.
And there were 2 rounds from the playoffs last season against Fnatic, but this time they've showed up at the perfect time and go into a dominant 2-0, or at least that's the aim. For Astralis, this bolognese is very watery.
Ugh.
The spaghetti is sliding through their shorts. And it's getting rather uncomfortable here on Inferno. Can they heat it back up in the microwave, Connor?
I don't know, man. I'm getting nervous.
Bolognese in the microwave can be really good on a second burn. Really?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Rep plus rep.
The water will evaporate. That is a benefit, perhaps. But have they got the power? Is it plugged in? Because this pistol could suck the life out of Astralis.
Dual Berettas in the backside. Rotator coming over. Here's him running in. Oh, double. And a third. Device. Is he enough to hold off because his 2 teammates are dead? XANTARES returned the favor with a double kill. And then we get this fast flank out of blameF. But still, there is a staircase on Graveyard to hide behind. blameF stops the bomb plant. A chance for XANTARES to continue to churn them up. He has 3 kills in this pistol, 16 frags on the damn map, and a chance to give EF double digits this quick.
He saw him.
30 seconds for him to have to cross over, surpass the danger zone, and get that bomb plant in, but Borup, the most quintessential rotator of the series. Astralis will hang on for now.
Such a high impact kill for Borup. The pressure you must be feeling to win that 1v1, 3 kills deep for XANTARES against one of the best mechanical players on the planet. That's not easy. You know, we talk about the Star of Stair never have appeared for Astralis. Wasn't even the big ticket item in their Cologne run. He's gone absolutely silent on this map as well.
Nowhere to be found.
3 kills, but Borup saves Astralis' bacon and maybe sets him up for a nice tasty carbonara.
Yeah, that was critical. You would almost like XANTARES to cover Major a little bit more here. You feel like he sold his captain a tad. He had the timing on blameF, but he elected to stay hidden. Good on the trade, but Borup puts him down whatsoever. This was a must-win for Astralis. And quite logically, the force buy comes into play from Eternal Fire. We're working with 2 MAC-10s, 2 Tech-9, the Deagle, a smoke and a flash. So I would probably argue for something simple, something with punching power, a la Apps Pop.
Well, here it is. And ahead of it lies Buzz. Incendiary and smoke. Majority of the util still up. Oh, playing with nades as the push comes in. It's dangerous, but it could still be enough as Stair's there to crossfire with him. Device will lose his angle because of that smoke. That pushes everybody into Stair's vision, and now Device tries to activate, but the Tech-9, oh lord. We have 2 players tagged up for Eternal Fire, but they have a bomb plant as they have pushed their way through short and into the post plant.
No one peeks. There's no reason to go for this for Astralis. Major can just tuck in right now. He gets avoided. Headshot could welcome Astralis round on this Apps flank. Borup buying time for blame, but no kit. The clock may decide this round. It may already be double digits, and so be it. The low health, inconsequential in this post plant. Eternal Fire find their force.
The issue in the protocol that the defense just used between Stair and Device is when Stair puts down the smoke, he's not allowed to wide swing on the left-hand side. He basically makes Device useless.
Yes.
There is no possibility of trading because the smoke is here to make sure that Device doesn't see anything. You put down this smoke, you retract towards the middle of the site, and you force the T's to come to you into the open arms of Device, who has a rifle rather, silencer at that, ready to pick up all the fruits coming his way. But if you wide swing the way you do it, you render your teammate useless.
Yep. You're dead on, Matsu.
Right there.
Look at this. Look how exposed he is.
Completely exposed, and he lives there. That's even worse. These are the kind of death that takes your teammate with you. It's more than a death. It's a death and a half, because once that threat is out, all of the eyes of Eternal Fire can be focused on the site, which there is very logically another player at least close by, and that's another yellow card by the referee.
Okay, official.
1-on-1?
Official.
That's a yellow one.
It's worse. It's a death and a betrayal. You know? And if you've got a death wish, that's on you.
Don't take it out on me.
I got nothing to do with it. Keep your distance. Distance between these two teams probably feels greater than it is now, with all of that swing going the way of EF.
Well, that comes at such a cost, right? Winning out the Force by War. Presuming they do it now, they get 2 more rounds, 12-7. That's how the game feels already.
Yeah.
And there's very little resistance to get us there. Yeah. Someone has to be a hero right now. It might have to be Device and Blame. They have been the only reliable players really in this series for Astralis.
The setup's
Device
known.
smokes his teammate, but he fights ahead of it. We need a trade. XANTARES provides. Swing out for Buzz. He felt like he was on the clock, and maybe he is. Dead after 1. 3-on-3, and this round is done. That 12-7 is in our crosshair.
You can hope that a Deagle connects, but not right now from Stair. No, sir. Bomb plant's good. And that's a moment where with the brackets control that they had, I thought maybe Eternal Fire take a glance up short and just find it completely free. But instead, they saw the presence from the CTs, they played it appropriately, they cleared out both frags, making sure that there was nothing left to annihilate.
They can get away with 1 AK. I wonder if there isn't any other gun of value. I think it might have been a MAC-10 that's already onto blameF, so that's not going to do the trick. Major is trying to give a little bit of breathing room.
Why are you hanging around? Yeah, this is...
You're not welcome here.
I think CT spawn is going to be fine. CT spawn is going to be fine, and they also make sure that no one is going to come to nade them. Look at the nades. Wait. I think they were ready to Doja nade them.
Yeah,
that's what they wanted to do. And that was red, and they escaped, and 2 of them dies. Anti-Doja.
Don't lose
fighting.
this.
Oh, that was this round was cooked. They were through nades pit. They died a bomb, and they almost lose the AK.
Can I take a timeout for them?
Yeah, I think they need it. And they don't call one. Bloody hell.
They lose a FAMAS and an MP9. Or a MAC-10 and an MP9 maybe. So it is just the SMGs, but still, bro.
It's the equivalent of trying to push your mate into the water and actually slipping and falling yourself.
Yeah.
Hey, that sign got removed for a reason. That bomb radius is too big nowadays. You cannot nade pit and get away with it.
All right. Well, Stair's going to have to be the hero. And there's not much heroic about 4 and 13. Will connect to Major at the very least, but second AK in position, and a dangerous one at that in the hands of XANTARES. Arcadia has already found footing out towards top mid. It's a solo defense by Buzz in the graveyard on nothing but a vanilla USP.
And they should know that they can take the distance. They can take the map. They've located the AK. Buzz finds a quick hit onto Arcadia. That's
sure.
Not what's supposed to happen.
One is all
He's supposed to be traded. Oh, that's another headshot. should be enough. Everybody stay calm. Everybody deep breath. We're still very much battling towards round number 12.
This is still a crazy result if Eternal Fire can close it out. 12-7 now. Save again. Looking for the gun. It's nowhere to be found. JRES scrambling right now to pick it up. But it's gone. Oh, no. He found it.
Listen, the way Astralis is playing this round is relatively logic. I have no problem with it. You have 1 AK. You're trying to set it up with a couple of flashers to take the peek towards Banana. He finds one immediately. Great shot, but then XANTARES is in a prime position to trade. Here, I don't really think I agree too much with that move from Device, just because it allows a whole lot of breathing room for EF. 4v3, you don't really have to stress out. Buzz could have made that a little bit eventful. In fact, he did, for my money. 12 rounds. 4 rounds away.
blameF's going to throw a nade into the pit. They're all going to go down.
No. They're fine.
12-7, and the dethroning of Danes with Heroic unable to even make it into the playoffs. Astralis may get first rounded here in Malta. Singular Limb, you had your chances, you had your times to take L's and fight forward. This is not one of those times. 4 rounds separate Eternal Fire from their next opponent.
And I think this result as well is going to start to erode at what happened in Cologne. Because in Cologne, we were given a moment to believe that a roster where Buzz is the 3rd best player could get into top 4s. Because Buzz went above and beyond back in Cologne. I mean, like, went total God mode, right? And we were thinking to ourselves, well, borup doesn't have to be a difference maker. If this guy who's super hyped up, I mean, even Pimp, obviously reigning from Denmark, right? Representative of the country and very much convinced that Stare had what it took.
Yeah, I think we all did. What we saw in Sprout was phenomenal.
We were ready.
He gets upgraded with his teammates. He gets put in good positions.
We were ready.
And he still can't perform.
Yeah, that has been a
that
little
is
bit
a
of a letdown.
disappointment.
It's been a little bit of a letdown, even though Buzz kind of counterbalanced by being way more efficient than we thought he would be in slightly different positions as well. They were very vocal about it. His roles would shift a little, and we have to admit that he's delivering much better numbers now. I don't want to take anything away from what Astralis did in Cologne. This was very commendable. I still believe that the Astralis versus Heroic is in and of itself a very unique ecosystem where maybe emotions coming to play, but you know what? Different topic, different time. We have an APOP on our hands.
And we've got a gun round, right? If we've got anything left in the Astralis tank, feels like it's got to be right about now. Stare extended out on short side. He's got a player with him just beneath the porch. Flash finds him fantastically, and that is 3 sets of feet falling down into the pit. They know this bomb site's compromised. They feel stuck in. And just when you feel like you're stuck in, you get stuck. Wakadia able to just gun down 2 point blank. Nothing to be done here. At this point, this is not just a win for Eternal Fire. They are looking at a mauling of Astralis to make a statement in the first round of playoffs.
Yeah, Wakadia says, oh, Academy player? No, that's me. I'm him. And he really has been him all tournament long. Fantastic double spray, spacing poor for Astralis. Stare didn't even shoot. He didn't even give away his position on the flash. It felt fine.
It felt like, I didn't keep an eye on the radar, but the moment 3 players successfully got out from pit, whatever else they had towards middle, just very happy to hold back, to not give away a kill. We see the short players, I think, kind of scramble, right? Both members of Astralis turning back towards porch because nothing does come from mid. It could have been there.
Yeah, but they used their smoke to extinguish the Molotov, which was here to pressure from Eternal Fire. And when you use that smoke, you give a strong signal. You basically admit that you are here in lane. You're ready to fight. So the flash is perfect. Stare cannot puncture anybody as they're jumping out, and you end up in a position where 3Ts rather, with the long smoke, the scooter smoke, of course, giving them a wall, they can just wide swing onto you. It's a perfect position to be in for Eternal Fire. It beats the setup as well, and the utility is on point. Stare's completely blind.
And they made it look like it was a mid-take anyway with the molly smoke on long. Like, you don't often throw the long smoke before you go for the apps pop because you don't want the long player to rotate round Moto. You often smoke Moto, you'll pop out apps that way, but they fake out Astralis completely. They get them stuck in the mud, as you said. And right now, we need some new trainers for Astralis. Pick up some pace, pick up some rounds, for crying out loud. They had the pistol.
Do something.
That's it.
Give us a sign of life.
You feel for Stare. We were talking about Stare, and we were putting him under the microscope just a little bit, and here he's got the keys to the castle. He gets completely pop flashed. No say whatsoever in the round. That's 5-15. It's tough. It's getting tough.
I don't think this is going to be any easier either. We get a 3rd player from Astralis towards Banana, but the flashbangs are fantastic yet again. And just the scaling with utility from EF into an A site. Look at the diversity in the approach right now. We've got XANTARES hanging up above. We've got Major trying to wrap around Moto. Buzz is given a chance. Because of that arch kill, there is suddenly a small opportunity. Or maybe it's bigger than we think because Eternal Fire pull back.
Hello, Astralis. When are they going to realize they're still 4A? They still haven't gone back. borup starts to run as the footsteps certainly got heard from Buzz resetting there. Astralis will get here in time early enough. Maybe borup can even drop the smoke. That would be a problem. Eternal Fire might have to go through. There is no one in the bomb site right now, but they don't know that.
Okay. We had a couple scrambles from them on Vertigo that didn't go their way. And that smoke will not be eternal. borup able to push out, does bring Wakadia with him. He's now got a 2nd player here on confidence. XANTARES wins the duel. blameF loses his head when he can't shoot back, and Stare trying to squeeze out the bomb plant in front of him, and Eternal Fire on for a solidifying 14th round here.
a psychotic half of Counter-Strike. 5 saves in a row for Astralis on this CT side. The better team is winning today. There is no doubt about it. And, you know, this was a question coming into this game of what's better, having the 3 weeks off where you can prep, where you can improve your map pool and you can get ready, or coming in like Eternal Fire, red hot after taking down Cloud9, taking down Team Liquid, beating 9 on Vertigo, and going straight into your playoff games. Right now, we're getting the answer.
That was great spacing from Eternal Fire as they crossed that smoke. You'd feel like this could have been a make or break moment. You had borup in position, but because the first player, the first attacker is so far away on the right-hand side, the crosshair of borup is taken by, it's dragged by that player who is already ahead of the pack, and then the trade is inevitable, and then you have to command XANTARES. His duel versus blameF decides everything. blameF is the third line, the third CT ready to fight. He gets put down immediately, and with that, the round, I even thought the rotation was a little bit hopeless. That rotation from EF was loud. It was very clear they were going back to the B side. It's not like they had all of the utility to exit on B. They didn't even have a smoke for Coil. They didn't have one.
So long in that smoke at top B, the borup is sitting coffins. He thinks, oh, I have time to get in the bomb site. He crosses into dark, then they hit him in the open.
Yes, sir.
It was the delay on that B hit. Astralis had the numbers there. They were 3 strong. But
like a deer in headlights, dude. borup just...
And that's sort of the good decision, like the solid thinking they didn't do at times on Vertigo for Eternal Fire. We saw them scramble a couple of these rounds, these late rotates where they got pressured by time, and then suddenly you get sloppy, you make a mistake here and there. Not this time around. The scoreline obviously helps. It's easier to be level-headed when it's 13-7, but still you command it.
I also like how woxic just hasn't even bought a T-side AWP here. With the way Eternal Fire playing, we see apps pops, we see late rotations, we see A-raps on splits, like... You don't need an AWP. He started this game. He got Eternal Fire in the hot seat on CT side. Just go back to the rifle. It's working out fantastically right now. Him and XANTARES leading the fray. And Astralis, one final chance to stay in this series.
Device is where you want him. blameF right ahead of it. Blame gets battered. A second peek out at Device. As he's trying to fight for all of this control, Calyx takes a glance out middle.
A Device being here is a huge tell. This is why you're seeing Eternal Fire dabbling with the idea of going back, but now they're trying to take the counter of it.
I mean, listen, you move Device around. As far as Eternal Fire are concerned, there's no other firepower across this board. You've got borup, Stare, and Buzz looking like shells of themselves. And simultaneously, that is a death sentence for Astralis, so it seems.
Start the clock. Start the clock on that smoke, because if borup doesn't have a backup in about 20 seconds at best, he will fall. So Device is very aware of that. He's going to run back towards his teammate, and he's got one flash.
Yeah, I like this. Play new box, throw it over the top. Maybe borup can fight, but he still needs something in the sight. Device is going to get smoked completely. He wraps round. They don't have coffins smoked down, and they never will. Device can fight alongside his teammate. borup gets one off the spray. Device has to be the hero, but that would be nothing new.
Leans back as well. Now the pinch starts to begin. XANTARES thinking he can just get through that doorway, and sure enough, he can. Buzz.
Got the bomb.
Too many paces back, but you don't need the bomb if you got the headshots. Grabbed and nabbed by Calyx. Stare's going to try to run him down. He's anticipating the coffin peek, but XANTARES again has gotten back out through that doorway. It goes both ways. Or in fact, it only goes one way. All of it going to Eternal Fire.
And to XANTARES.
Map and match points.
What are you supposed to do?
Dude.
When Calyx forgets the bomb and we're thinking, that's it, the clutch is going to fall, he immediately, a blinder of a shot onto What the hell was that?
And this one came close for XANTARES. That CT player was almost there. Perfect two-tap burst. XANTARES just swings into Stare, because why would you fear the children on Astralis right now? Eternal Fire teaching them a lesson.
Yes.
15-7. And Astralis were never in Inferno.
5 rounds in a row to come back on Vertigo. Eternal Fire was looking down the barrel of losing their own map pick versus Astralis. They changed that story. They came back into the game. Courtesy of Calyx at the time, a couple of incredible multi-kills at the end, and now woxic sort of taking that torch, coming alive on Inferno, and what a position to be in. 15-7, a round away from eliminating Astralis here at Pro League Season 18.
XANTARES still just doing what he does. 24 kills in a 22-round game so far. Astralis pale as ghosts because the majority of this roster has a gut-wrenching feeling that they have collectively lost this. Peek out into the apartments punished. Calyx, man, 5 deaths. You know, when you think about Calyx's first half, he had like 5 kills by the end of it. And we saw that 3K spray down. We saw everything that they needed to put forth to get to this best position yet. We've got XANTARES just sniffing out the arch side, and tell me Astralis don't look like they're about to collapse.
This is weird. They're going back into what they don't know is 2B right now, but Astralis have everyone here.
And
Device is going to get fed
that's
a little
sign.
bit.
That's Device, that's a sign, and this is why you see the reaction.
Go find Buzz.
But
Alone
it's Buzz.
in the site, 15 seconds, a couple of kills, and he wins this round. He keeps Astralis in it. Rotate's being cut off, but Buzz is still the hot ticket right now. He has to hold on. They don't cheat him. Jumping woxic. And this is done. The Danes demolished, and Device going home as Eternal Fire 2-0 the series. With XANTARES, one of the best mechanical players to ever touch this game. A player we don't get to see in these playoffs, but this is a run that Eternal Fire might make.
Season 16, they get grouped. Season 17, they get grouped again with Mirror.